Hey everybody, it's John, and I want to talk to you today about the difference between a tactical reload and a proactive reload as your active self-protection extra lesson. Today's narrated video out of Las Cruces, if you go watch it, it showcases an officer-involved shooting out of Las Cruces, New Mexico. Officer goes bang, bang, bang. He has to shoot 8 times at a bad guy. That bad guy ends up taking the room temperature challenge, but the officer didn't know that. He backed away into a concealed position, and when he had the time, he dropped the magazine out of his firearm, went and got a spare magazine, put it back in the gun, and off he went. People are calling that a tactical reload. That was not technically a tactical reload. So I want to talk to you about what a tac reload is and what a retention reload is. Those are synonymous terms, and then a proactive reload, which is what I recommend for CCW holders. So, a tactical reload or a retention reload means I have a partially full magazine. I go get a spare. Man, there's a lull in the fight. I've had to shoot somebody, whatever. Then I go get my spare magazine and I use what's called the range bird. So I put this between my first 2 fingers. Then I'm going to come over here, release my magazine, and pull that the partially full out with my thumb and forefinger, insert the second magazine, seat it firmly, put this magazine away, whether I put it in my spare mag pouch or I put it in my pocket, whatever, stuff it in my belt. Now I'm back in the fight with a full blaster. That's not a bad thing. This comes from the military, okay? This comes from military gunfights where you're bounding and you're gonna stay in the fight a long time, and you might need those. I have never seen actually a gunfight won by retained rounds. Tom Gibbons offers, I think, $10,000 for evidence that an officer or a CCW holder ever needed rounds from a retained magazine in a gunfight to win that fight, and he's never paid out. But if you want to do that, that's fine. But the way that you do that, again, bang, bang, bang. Well, the things that the officer did, he dropped that magazine, then went and got his spare and put it in the gun. No, truly a retention reload is I'm going bang, bang, bang. The gun stays out there, it's doing its thing. I go get my spare magazine, range bird it, then drop the magazine, put the new one in, so my gun is only empty for a second or so. The officer in the video had 2.5 seconds of an empty gun, and that is way too much. Now, what I really recommend instead is what we call a proactive reload. Now, in a proactive reload, again, I'm not shooting right now. I'm not talking about slide lock reload, right? In a slide lock reload, you've shot the blaster, drive, bang, bang, bang. You got to go get at rounds as fast as you can. And so, therefore, you are going to simply drop that magazine, let it go get the spare, get it up back in the fight, and get going. Okay, that's an emergency reload, right? Or a slide lock reload. Now, I have one in my pocket, so I'm going to go put that back in my spare magazine holder. And it doesn't matter if I'm going spare mag holder or if I'm in my pocket. If I carry a reload, honestly, it's almost always in my front pocket because I just don't like keeping more things on my belt. But let's talk about what a proactive reload actually is. In a proactive reload, okay, I am going to I have a lull in the fight. It's not a fight time right now, so I am going to go first and go get my spare. Now, I go get my spare with my index finger high and along it. And the reason for that, if I'm going to put this training gun here, is because proprioception. I can do this. If you can close your eyes, I can make a hole here, make a circle, make a finger, and go, there. I don't have to look. My fingers know where my fingers are, my brain knows where my hands are, and I can put the two of them together. So when I add proprioception to things, if I have my firearm in my hand, again, this is my trainer, and I have my finger here, and I can put the hole in there if I have an empty magazine, right? So if I pop this guy here, I can go like this. Notice I didn't look down. I don't have to. I've got a little bit in my peripheral vision or whatever, but I can go, there it is, drop it in and rock and roll. Now there's a little bit there because you got sharp edges. That won't be there if you have a round in there, right? So again, I can do that without too much issue. Proactive, here's the big deal. In a proactive reload, I'm in a lull in the fight. I don't know that there's going to be any more fight, but I want to fill my blaster. So then what I go do, I go get my reload first. One, I have my finger high and along there. I should have probably put some snap caps to make it more reliable here, but I couldn't have cycled them into the gun anyways. Then, and only then, now I still have this gun out. It can fight if I need to fight. Right? I can still fight this fight if I need to, but I decided I want some more in there. So now I go 1, 2, and go. You notice that just took me just a very short amount of time, half a second or so, and so I wait till I get that up here. So I'm out of mags in my pockets right now, but again, if I've got a full mag in the gun, I come up here, this is full first, then release the magazine, put a new magazine in and go. That's what a proactive reload is as opposed to a tactical reload or a retention reload, and I think for CCWs, that's a better tactic to work on.